Whew. All right, I'm back again. I don't know what. I think I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. Here comes Adventure Dog. She's got a brand new deer leg to chew on this morning for my successful hunt. But anyway, I noticed on the video loaded on December 8th, titled "A Man Claims to Have Killed a Sasquatch" video, it is missing 15 minutes of it. I don't have a clue how or why. Don't know. I'm having so much bad luck with this editing program, this laptop, all my shit. I tried the Zoom, trying to use the Zoom app a few times to do a video on here, make it shorter and simpler, maybe more easy and save some time. It's not working out. So, I am adding on the last X amount of minutes from December 8th's video on this video, okay? There you go. And a regular share is coming up soon, right after this today. Here it is. All right, there you go. I receive it, I read it, and you guys hear it too for the first time, all right? What do we got here? Okay, hold on a minute. See, the good thing is on this, I can just pause it and then hit record again. So I'll find an email. All right, here's one. Stories and a short video. Hi, Steve. My name is Lisa. I live in Deering, New Hampshire. I have to say I personally have never seen a sabe, but I feel I ran into something one day. This happened 4 years ago, but still sticks with me today. I hadn't seen my cat all day, and I started calling, which usually he came. He wasn't coming. So I started looking for him. There's a path behind my house that leads to the other side of the trailer park, maybe 2 miles away. I got to the end and started back calling him the whole time. And Steve, I was not scared at all. Excuse me. My focus was finding my cat. And all of a sudden, the only way I can explain it is this dread came over me as I heard the footsteps start running from behind me. But the footsteps were so heavy and loud. And at the same time, I was like, I couldn't hear anything but this echo in my head. I started running and screaming for my life. And that is what I could muster up. I really haven't been back there alone since. I know a lady that confided in me one day. See people from the park walk the path, take their dogs for a walk. Well, she came out from the path with her dog and told me that her dog all of a sudden stopped. So she looked to see what was ahead of them and swears she could see this big brown-looking thing against the tree as she proceeded to describe a sabe. And then it just disappeared. Steve, this lady's not a liar. I told her about my incident and totally believed her. Also, one of the town officials, retired now, but I believe he was in the paper because he saw one. So that brings to the video my boyfriend took this one night, and I was sleeping exactly where this thing proceeded to enter. Take from what you will, but when I look at it, it reminds me of a Bigfoot. You can see a leg, the body. It really is quite strange. You know those videos people have sent in about clouds coming to the ground? Please watch this on the biggest screen you have and turn up the volume. My boyfriend can't sleep, so one night he kept hearing these noises coming from the front of the house, so he went to look and couldn't see anything. So he started taking the video with his phone. This is what he captured. You can see it run past him, and you can hear it run by. Steve, thanks to you and your family for all you do. All right, how am I going to do this? I don't even know if there's a share screen on here or not. I'm going to have to dig up her email to find this video. Let me see what I can do here, all right? If anything, you guys, and it's worthy, meaning it's definitely makes sense to share it, and it's not because we get all sorts of types of video that some things are absolutely nothing, you never know. I don't know. So let me pause this, go into my inbox, pull up her email, do a search for her email, see the time it takes to do this shit sometimes, and I'll find the video, all right? Give me a minute. All right, here we go. I found it. Now, I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm going to share with you guys. Obviously, this is a cell phone recording over top of a computer screen of a security camera, right? Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking for a dark shadow in the background, but I can't see shit on the cell phone. Now, if it's the white things going across the screen, well, those are obviously insects walking across the security camera lens, right? How do I know that? I've had them happen a million times on my trail cameras. At nighttime, especially when the night vision's ignited and an insect goes across the lens, this is exactly what it looks like. But so I don't think these white bugs are what you're meaning, but here we go. That'll be an insect on the screen. But I'm not seeing anything in the background. You can tell it's a cell phone over top of the computer screen. I don't know how to do screen share on this Zoom thing, you guys, or edit in a video into the video as I'm using Zoom. All right, so I'm stuck right here doing this. There'll be an insect on the screen, 100%. That thing. Those little legs moving. But is there something we're missing in the background, on the ground? I don't know. There you go. I know it kind of sucked to do it that way, but that's what I'm stuck doing right now. So if there was something in there, somebody needs to take that original video, put an edit program, edit it up, lighten it up, and see what's back there. Unless the white bugs are what you're supposed to look at. Now, what else we got? Hold on a minute. All right, this is random coincidence. I read the first two sentences before hitting resume, and this, I think, is from the guy who emailed earlier. I think it is. Listen to this. This is titled Ex-Military or Conservation? ? Don't use my name. All right. Steve, I'm the one who put a saw bay down in late 70s to early 80s to save an idiot taking a crap near his stand in hunting season. Then we got hurled into hell, but came out ahead as men do. Then had to shoot a dog thing in 94ish to save my giant buck I left. Tried to share a ton, but you're too busy. Just another note. In my 45 years of hardcore hunting and trapping, I have never been checked by a conservation officer and never ever saw a military man in the woods, besides the ones I took, because they did not know the woods. I confronted a conservation officer one time and told him, how come I've never seen an officer in the woods? He told me, why should I go tracking out in the woods to find a guy? So I don't quite get the whole notion why you think these guys have more knowledge than we do. Just a thought. Yeah, by number from the past, but you read what you want, I suppose. But you read what you want, I suppose. One more thought. I get along with everyone, no matter what race, but I've never, ever felt so uncomfortable when I've accidentally stopped on an Indian reservation to get gas a couple times. They stare at you like, what the hell are you doing here? You'd think they would appreciate the income. God bless, take care, stay safe. Here's my number if you want some solid info. I've dealt with a clan with my lifelong buddy. Take time to call. It would save you a lot of grief. I hate computers. Send a text. Great. Another Svegan, odd. Not your everyday email, man. Conservation officers. I don't believe conservation officers or any government paid official knows more than us. Any public paid official, right? Conservation officers, they're out there doing what they're trained to do. And just a quick note on why aren't they running around the woods? Well, it doesn't make sense at all, right? If they're trying to catch people, let's put it this way: if I was a game warden, conservation officer, or a fisheries officer, I would just man every main road artery that leads to the dock. or the logging roads. I'd sit there and man it, do roadblocks, have a dog. That's going to be your most effective way. But if you're out there running around the forest, there's truckloads of poachers potentially just driving down the road, right? So that's why they don't go in the forest, I'd imagine, unless they're asked specifically instructed to go to a location to see something, find something. Anyway, we'll see what comes of these two emails. Now, I got time. We'll do one more, and they're going to get going. Recording again. Here we go. No title. Steve, I am now in my senior years. I lived in northern New York State for most of my life. I deer hunted, lake fished, trapped, and tried many other sporting things. I went trout fishing for brook trout by myself, say 8 to 10 years ago. Was back in off a gravel road where I left my vehicle. Grabbed my gear, a few worms, and headed in. Perfect day, lots of sunshine. Area was of many streams, not too far from Barnes Corner, New York. So far, no luck fishing. Back in while following an old walk trail. I was thinking maybe I was back in a quarter mile. I could see ahead of me that there was a large tree that you kind of had to walk around to continue on the stream trail. I got to the tree, which I felt it was a couple feet wide. I tossed my line into a nice pool of water and started to let my baited line drift down the current. Something then came over me. A feeling of great fear as all the hairs on my body went rigid. I got a hot feeling, also moving through me. Something in my subconscious told me to get the hell gone from there. Also, my brain said, do not run. Reel in and walk back to the car. My legs were shaky, like a feeling of weakness. I reeled in my poles, secured it to my body, and did a slow but slightly fast-paced walk toward the car direction. As I moved further away from the large tree, I started to feel the fear and weakness begin to leave me. I turned around and looked back, and then I realized I was armed with a .357 Magnum handgun, which I retrieved quickly. I waded out into the middle of the creek, handgun ready, but nothing showed. Thank God. I'm a Vietnam veteran and have had the NVA up my ass more than once while during recon. Their trackers were very good, but apparently so were we. And I'll admit, I've never been hit with this kind of fear during the war. Not sure what caused it, but I walked away from it in one piece. I have a guess, but I'll keep that to myself. Bears are a rarity here. God bless and keep reading the letters. A subscriber, Alan H. Alan, you know what it was. You wouldn't have emailed me. And I'll guarantee you, by the sounds of your email, you've never had that happen before. Otherwise, you would have mentioned it. And, you know, you guys, we have had people share that. Had people from the military with past combat experience. So far, 100% of our combat veterans have said the exact same thing. They never experienced that kind of fear in war. And war is freaking terrifying from the sounds of it. Never been in war? Well, want to be. I would if I had to, but imagine the terror. I can't imagine the terror being in a gunfight in war, especially in a jungle. Imagine that. Sometimes I walk through the forest and I'm still hunting deer on the West Coast, and I try to picture just how frickin' the anxiety it must have been for somebody walking up a trail in broad daylight in the jungle over there during war. And you try to picture, I mean, humans are so easy. Especially humans that aren't in tune with their gut, they're so easy. As long as you don't move, hide behind a branch, there's nothing they can do about it, right? I'm babbling, sorry. But anyway, the main point I was getting at was 100% for combat veterans said the same thing. The terror, the dread, the fear is way greater than anything they experienced in combat. It's something else, right? It's enough to make you go out of your way to look up weird subjects online and find an email to somebody like me and send in what they experienced. There you go. Anyway, moving along. By the time you guys are listening to this, I am in the woods right now, on the west coast of British Columbia with my bow somewhere right now as you're listening to this. Share my story at howtohunt.com. That's where you get it heard word for word. We need more knowledge. We need it. We need it. And we need everybody to share what they know, right? No matter how crazy you think it is, it's not. Send it here. The conversation between Dr. Melba Ketchum and I is over 3 hours long. It's in the membership only access portion of this channel. And you can join it with an iPhone. Google how to. There was so much knowledge in there. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's the most Melba has ever shared publicly ever. Appreciate it for it. And we are going to continue to generate funds to go directly to her to help her and all of us. Very worthy. That link's in the description below. What else? That's about it for now. Sarah's sale continues, I believe, for this month. Her link's in the description below. Trophy Hunter Sport Fishing. I'm putting that link in the bottom, hopefully, if I remember to. If you want to go sport fishing with one of the best fishermen I've ever known all my life, either for marlin and tuna in the south in Mexico or salmon halibut here. There you go. Oh, and myself, if you want, Sarah said a handful of people are starting to book up for this summer, June, July, August, for salmon halibut with me. If you want to do that, you can email her or me, whatever. You know how to do it. I'm babbling. I got to go. I got to pack my stuff and turn into a mountain boy again. I'll be back.